Welcome to Talk, ladies and gentlemen. Today is October the 20th, 2020. We got 2020. But ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be talking about some Monday Night Raw because, ladies and gentlemen, we had some interesting Monday Night Raws. And, ladies and gentlemen, people made their debuts and interesting stuff. But, ladies and gentlemen, we have one big segment that happened. And, ladies and gentlemen, it's about the Firefly Funhouse. We got a new addition to the Firefly Funhouse. It's not a puppet, but we have Bray Wyatt coming on his sets and saying that he's back on Raw now, and he's upset that he's going to be losing his friends on SmackDown that he tortured, and now he says, I'm on Raw. I'm going to make new friends. So that's happening there, and then, ladies and gentlemen, we heard from the puppets, and we heard that Rattling Rabbit has a family, well, a wife. And, ladies and gentlemen, Bray Wyatt says, because they did a montage of him getting killed every single episode of the Firefly Funhouse to the beginning and to the last one of Rattling Rabbit, and Bray Wyatt promises Rattling Rabbit that he will be a good friend, and then he gets eaten by Mercy the Buzzard, and he laughed. Oh my god, fresh start turned to fresh meat. And then the knock on the door happened, and ladies and gentlemen, the new addition to the Firefly Funhouse is Alexa Bliss. She is wearing, it looks like Harley Quinn, a little bit of Harley Quinn, and a little bit of Freddy Krueger. But ladies and gentlemen, now the Firefly Funhouse is co-starring with Bray Wyatt and Alexa Bliss. Speaking of Alexa Bliss and Bray Wyatt, ladies and gentlemen, they start off Monday Night Raw. We have Alexa Bliss announcing or introducing The Fiend, let him in. He came in, and ladies and gentlemen, they were holding hands in the ring until Retribution came out to surround the Alexa Bliss and the Fiend, T-Bar, Slapjack, Maze, Mia Yim, I forgot her name is, and Ali were surrounding Alexa Bliss and the Fiend, and then it looks like they were about to get them, and then the lights went out, and they disappeared. And then here comes the Hurt Business in their match, because, ladies and gentlemen, it was announced on WWE.com or on the social media. We're going to have an 8-man tag team match. The Hurt Business versus Retribution. So we're finally going to see Retribution and Ali actually work as a team. Pretty decent match. Not bad, but the winner of that match with the submission was the Hurt Business. But ladies and gentlemen, I thought they were doing a good job. Now Retribution has their own theme song now. They usually had no theme song, just a logo. Now they have their own theme song. But they lost the match, and then, ladies and gentlemen, the lights went out again. And, ladies and gentlemen, everybody was on the apron except for T-Bar because he's the one who got submitted. And then Pop L goes nowhere. The Fiend was on the apron with the rest of the beside Ali, let's say Ali, and then it looks like you want to tag it with him, but he shoves Ali off the apron to the outside, and then he attacks every single Retribution. He did a Sister Abigail, I believe, onto Slapjack outside the ring, and then he did a Unagi onto Mace onto the announce table, and then Ali looked like he got really scared, and he ran into the ring, and then he tried to punch the Fiend, but the Fiend grabbed him, and it looks like he was doing a Sister Abigail, but Ali got saved by T-Bar, and T-Bar got the Man of Claw in his, I don't know if he actually got in it, because he has this one little line covering his mouth, so I don't know how Bray Wyatt's fingers got in his mouth, so I think he said, screw it, I'm going to do a Sister Abigail on you. And ladies and gentlemen, the Hurt Business was watching the Fiend beat up the Retribution, and then he looked at the Hurt Business, and ladies and gentlemen, are they next? But ladies and gentlemen, Ali did tell us why he made the Retribution, because they're talent that that nobody cares about and all that stuff. And he did admit that he was the mysterious SmackDown's hacker like last year that broke up Mandy and Sonya. So he's the SmackDown hacker. I guess he's still going to be the hacker because he says he has all that power still. So let's see what happens. He says he's going to beat up the Fiend and the Hurt Business because they have other ways to make chaos. Not just beat people up. They could hack. Big things. Well, let's talk about Hurt Business because another person wants to be joined the Hurt Business, and it was Titus O'Neil, but he was denied. He got beat up by the Hurt Business. Let's just say that. Then we had AJ Styles versus Matt Reynolds, but AJ Styles had a bodyguard, almost a battleground bodyguard. If you guys don't know who was the bouncer for Shane McMahon's Raw Underground, the big giant man, I believe his name was Jordan something. I forgot his last name. I'm sorry to say it, but I forgot his last name. But ladies and gentlemen, AJ Styles' new bodyguard is this Jordan guy. He's bigger than AJ Styles. Jesus, man, this guy's huge. But ladies and gentlemen, and then this guy wouldn't let this match start. So the referee rang the bell, and Matt Reynolds says, "Are you going to get the big guy out of the ring?" The referee told AJ, "You need to get your guy out." And AJ said, "I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it." So the referee gave this Jordan guy five counts, or AJ Styles get disqualified. After 2 counts, Jordan grabs the hand and hurts the referee. And the referee told this Jordan guy that I have a family. I'm just doing my job. Can you please just get out of the ring? And guess what? The big guy got out of the ring. But ladies and gentlemen, 2 distractions that this guy did on Matt Riddle. Matt Riddle was about to do a running punt kick outside the ring. But ladies and gentlemen, you see Jordan goes in front of AJ Styles. "Why don't you kick me?" And then, ladies and gentlemen, they were on top of the turnbuckle, both AJ and Matt Riddle. They tumbled down, and Matt Riddle fell outside the ring when AJ Styles fell in the ring. And ladies and gentlemen, Jordan walked up to Matt Riddle. They were eyes to chest. And ladies and gentlemen, he grabbed his fist, and he bundled up into a fist. And Matt Riddle got scared. He ran in the ring, got insecurity to the skull, and then the Styles Clash. The winner of that match was AJ Styles. We had the Elias concert. Guys, I didn't like it because I thought I was watching wrestling. If I want to watch concert, I will put a channel that has a concert channel. I believe they have those things now. But and then we saw the guy that took the guitar. I don't know what you call him, assistant or something. He took Elias' guitar, and then he was about to do an encore when I said, "No, I don't want an encore," because he just said he doesn't love us. He doesn't like the fans. Why we want an encore? It was a pretty good songs, but I want to watch wrestling. It's called WWE's Raw, not Elias' concerts. So, yeah. And then this assistant did a really good job on the guitar, and it was Jeff Hardy. He was about to do a baseball with the head of Elias, but Lady Joni whacked the microphone, and Elias ran away like a big baby. And then Elias told everybody that he wants Jeff Hardy in a match at Hell in a Cell. We don't know it's official, but we know that's happening. But ladies and gentlemen, next we had the Raw Women's title. Asuka versus Lana, pretty decent, but the winner of that match was Asuka, retaining the title with the Asuka lock. Lana wasn't ready for Asuka, but Asuka didn't have time to celebrate because Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler came out behind her and attacked her, and then they put Lana through the table again for the 5th time. Can you stop doing this now? I know Lana's getting TV time, but how many times do we have to see a Samoan drop into an announce table? How many times? Please, can we stop doing this now? And then Nia and Shayna issue a challenge. It wasn't for the championship, but we got 2 actual tag teams from SmackDown, the Riot Squad. People are upset because what's the point of doing the draft? SmackDown some guys that was drafted to Raw and went to SmackDown, like the New Day, Kofi and Xavier Woods, Braun Strowman and Sheamus, they had their last match on the season premiere. It's called a farewell match, you ding-dongs. Ding-ding-ding, stop getting mad about it. Wait until next week, then you can get mad about it. But the Riot Squad is having their last match on Raw. They didn't have it last week, did they? I don't think they did. But they're having their last match this week. I believe that's the only SmackDown tag team that was even on there that was a SmackDown. We have the Riot Squad. We have Peyton Royce and Lacey Evans. Another team that does not work as a team because they were shoving each other. And when Peyton Royce was on the bottom rope to do her pose, and Lacey Evans got cut in front of her to do her little pose on the apron, we saw Peyton Royce kick her back of the head because she had her foot pointing up and hit her back of the head. That was funny. But they don't know how to work as a team. But they joined the last tag team was Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke. They actually have a theme song. They were doing good. It was a pretty decent match. I enjoyed it. But the winner of that match was Nia and Shayna Baszler. When Nia did a Samoan drop, I believe it was on Lacey Evans. I thought Lacey almost broke her legs because I thought Nia landed on her legs. But we saw Shayna choked out Ruby Riott, and then they did it. But ladies and gentlemen, it wasn't for the titles. But Nia Jax and Shayna wins the match. But I would love to see more tag teams in the men's and the women's on both Raw and SmackDown. But let's see what happens. We have a whole year still. But ladies and gentlemen, we have one half of the New Day, not 1/3 anymore. Or how Mr. Sheamus calls them, the two turds. But ladies and gentlemen, we had Kofi Kingston versus Sheamus. Big E was in the Thunderdome. We had a lot of Hall of Famers. We had JBL. Mark Henry was on there. Ric Flair. Man, that was crazy. But I know Big E's not a Hall of Famer, but he was there to cheer up Kofi Kingston. That's the only way he could do it. But ladies and gentlemen, Kofi wins with the Trouble in Paradise. Bye-bye, Sheamus. But ladies and gentlemen, Tucker issued a challenge to Miz and Morrison to a tag team match. He said he's going to find a partner, and he did find a partner. He looked around the world, and Morrison says, "How did you do that? You just made the challenge 30 minutes ago." He looked it up on his phone. He looked it on the internet. And ladies and gentlemen, Tucker says he found a luchador as his tag team partner, El Gran Gordo. I forgot his name. I don't know if that's right. But ladies and gentlemen, it was a pink luchador with Otis in the disguise. Otis was this luchador, and everybody knows who it was. But because he was carrying a lunchbox that says Money in the Bank. And people were still upset because of this as well, because Otis is a SmackDown guy. Guys, Otis is having a rivalry with Miz and Morrison. I believe the WWE or Vince McMahon wants to finish that rivalry. So, whenever that court is done, maybe it will finally end. But guys, it's a season premiere. They want to have a farewell for heavy machinery. What, they could do that for the New Day, but not other people on Raw? Jeez, calm down, people. Just calm down. Stop hating on everything. And remember, the women's tag team division is on both Raw and SmackDown. So they're allowed coming to Raw and SmackDown, the women's tag teams. But you guys are complaining about 1 week after the draft. 1 week after the draft. You guys weren't hating on SmackDown when Braun Strowman had his last match. Or the New Day. Or Sheamus. You guys have fun. They're having their last match. It's called the farewell matches. Because they are going to be gone. They're not going to be on Raw. They're not going to be on SmackDown because they're not going to be doing this a lot. But ladies and gentlemen, that's what they did. Stop hating on it. There's a reason why they did the 2020. And this is why they call it the season premiere. That's why we have Hall of Famers. That's why there's some Raw and SmackDown guys there, is to have their last match if they got drafted. Oh, that show from last year. So they joined the winner of that match because Miz has a lot to say. Oh my God, he has a lot to say, and I don't even remember what he said. It's all about the Money in the Bank. That Otis is an embarrassment. Oh man, he wouldn't shut up, and then he says a whole bunch of stuff. I didn't know what he's saying. But ladies and gentlemen, here comes Heavy Machinery coming in the ring and attacking Miz and Morrison. Pretty decent match, but the winner of that match with a distraction by R-Truth with his 24/7 title, and then we saw Drew Gulak and Akira Tozawa. Drew Gulak is the new Raw superstar, running after R-Truth, and then we saw the Lucha House Party with El Kalisto, because they were, just like the New Day, they were split, but they're still a tag team. Grand Metalik and Lindsay Dorado, and Kalisto is back on SmackDown. But ladies and gentlemen, and then Lindsay Dorado and Grand Metalik stop and saw Gordo win his match. Oh my God, I don't know what I'm watching there. I don't know what I was watching. But ladies and gentlemen, and then a party happened. We had the New Day, Tucker, and Gordo, and Mandy Rose, because she knows who it is, brought Gordo some meat. I think it was a chicken or turkey. Well, it should be turkey because it is turkey season. We had in Canada, we had our Thanksgiving, but in November, United States is going to have theirs. So I don't know what's going to happen there, but okay. But we have Braun Strowman in our main event versus Keith Lee. Pretty decent match. But ladies and gentlemen, I don't like big guy versus big guy because it turned into this. Ladies and gentlemen, a low blow happened. Braun Strowman headbutted Keith Lee in the groin, just like Roman Reigns, but he doesn't use his head. He uses his arm to do the low blows. But ladies and gentlemen, Keith Lee looks like he was trying to do a powerhouse move, but ladies and gentlemen, the second time he tried to do it, Braun Strowman pops his head up, ping, right into the groin, and then he did a big boot, 1, 2, 3. Braun Strowman wins the match. And then Keith Lee wasn't happy about that, and he turned him around, and he kicked him in the groin too, and said some words. And then, ladies and gentlemen, we had Randy Orton locking himself into the Hell in a Cell, the red Hell in a Cell, and talking about his past Hell in a Cell matches with Jeff Hardy, John Cena, Daniel Bryan, The Undertaker, all of those people. This is his 8th Hell in a Cell match, if you guys didn't know that. He talked about all this stuff in his match against Drew McIntyre at Hell in a Cell. Drew McIntyre came out. They start yelling at each other across the fence because the Hell in a Cell was locked. And Randy Orton dared Drew McIntyre to come and get him. Drew went to the barricade because the fans can't see what's behind the barricade because, ladies and gentlemen, whatever we see, they're seeing the same thing on their phones. But we could see them on the Titantrons for the Thunderdome. He pulls out a wire cutters, I think that's what it's called, and he cut the locked up off, and ladies and gentlemen, and that's the end. There was no brawl. What the heck? There was no brawl. They just shut it off. Okay, so that's the end of Raw, and ladies and gentlemen, hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Monday Night Raw. We're back at the Tuesdays. Thank God. I don't want to watch it at nights anymore. But ladies and gentlemen, if you guys enjoyed this video, hit that like button, leave a comment below, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and I will see you guys tomorrow for Impact Wrestling, their last Impact Wrestling until Bound for Glory this Saturday, and then we have Sunday, Hell in a Cell. Pretty big weekend. Ladies and gentlemen, that's all for me today. Tyler is out. Bye!